Did you know that in Scandinavia around 1276, soon after the introduction of Christianity, a law was passed that made it illegal to attempt to wake or dine with a troll? To think that interacting with a supernatural beast would result in a punishable offense in the eyes of the government just absolutely blows my mind. So considering the fact that now we know trolls are real, I think it's best for me to show you how to beat the troll in the aptly named Troll movie that just came out on Netflix. And we've got a lot to cover, so without further ado, let's get started. Despite the fact that it's never truly explored in the film, and even less clear in real life, the troll's origin seems to be from the darkness itself. It's as if they emerged from some unspeakable abyss and thrived in the shadows until their inevitable encounter with man. According to folklore, 13 trolls had gathered for merrymaking but got drunk and lost track of time. When morning came, they were petrified and died in the sun's rays. Although most tales such as this one are full of fantasy and falsehoods, they often share an origin with the truth. Although we only ever see one living troll in the film, there are certain characteristics, powers, and abilities that they all seem to share. First and foremost is their massive size. These towering giants can stand at about 150 feet tall, have rock-hard skin, which lends to their incredible resilience, and super strength. Also, because of their extended periods of dormancy, they have a knack for seemingly disappearing in plain sight in mountainous terrain. In other words, they can camouflage. And last but not least, trolls have the uncanny ability to smell Christian blood, which is incredibly interesting and actually gives us a bit of insight about their mysterious origins. It's my personal belief that the trolls may actually be some sort of Nephilim variant. The Bible references Nephilim as the mutant offspring of angels and humans and were seen as an abomination. These creatures were referred to as giants and were allegedly killed off during the flood that Noah prepared for. But what if some of the Nephilim survived? It's likely that they would find other survivors and then grow their numbers in the darkness, as we heard about in the poem. It would also explain how the trolls value family above all else, as they understand the importance of preserving their lineage. At first, the ability to identify Christians solely from the scent of their blood seemed a bit random, but once we learned of the Christianization of Norway and how they hunted down the remaining trolls, and if we consider that their hatred for all things Christian might have originated long before, then we start to get the full picture. And this leads us to the trolls' weaknesses, which begin to make much more sense based on our previous observations. Their primary threat is direct exposure to sunlight and its UV rays. Perhaps due to their extended period in hiding, the trolls remained in the darkness and adapted to life as nocturnal beings. Over a period of several millennia, the trolls developed a genetic trait that resulted in extreme photosensitivity and the inability for their skin to repair itself from damage from UV rays. The second notable weakness is the trolls' hypersensitivity to large bells. Although this does seem to truly cause a great degree of discomfort, it is also largely a result of their association and subsequent aversion to Christianity. Many churches had prominent bells that rung periodically throughout the day, which could certainly be a large annoyance for beings who had slumbered for an untold amount of time in hiding. This weakness is also referred to as hyperacusis, which results from hair cells in the ear sustaining permanent damage. And last but not least, although this isn't inherently a weakness, the king troll's grief from losing his family causes him to take a singular path to return home to his loved ones at any cost. This observation is invaluable, as it makes the troll's trajectory incredibly easy to predict. So given that we have all the knowledge we need, I think we're ready to beat the troll. The first step in our master plan would be to locate the troll and its destination. This is important because we'll need to set up equipment on its trajectory when we're ready to strike. Next, we need to determine the church bell's frequency so that we can identify the range that causes the troll pain and amplify it. Once the troll has reached a location that will result in the least possible collateral damage, we can place the audio equipment in that area and bring along a few Christian priests. These individuals are key to serving as bait and luring the troll to the exact location. If for some reason the troll was in hiding or camouflage, large congregations of Christians would alert the troll and the beast's position would be revealed. Once the troll was out at the target location, the amplified frequency of the church bells could be played as loud as possible. Fun fact, this would not be the first time sound waves have been weaponized to pacify a threat. In fact, similar techniques have been employed to disperse riots. Now with the troll paralyzed by pain, it would most likely take a much lower defensive position and unintentionally grant easier access to its most vulnerable parts. its head, eyes, knees, and ankles. If we take a moment to consider the site of the Troll Massacre, we see that many of the skulls have suffered some type of blunt force trauma. Despite their rock-hard skin and their near invulnerability to gunfire and heavy artillery, they don't seem to have the thickest skulls. Especially if we consider that during the 11th and 12th centuries, this advanced technology was nowhere near to being developed. So with the troll down, any of you impatient enough to wait for sunrise could go to town on the troll's eyes and upper skull region. Now keep in mind that this is incredibly risky and would likely result in some casualties, because even if the troll was in pain, it's likely to retaliate if harmed with any physical attacks. Instead, I would suggest leaving any spear or hammer type weapons as a last resort and continue playing the church bell frequency. If the troll began to show resistance, this would be the opportunity to blind it with strikes to the eyes and maim it by attacking the Achilles tendon near the heel or smashing the kneecaps. This would at least ensure that the troll is unable to move and will remain in place until the sun's brilliant rays shine down upon the being born of darkness, reducing the once impassable raging mountain to a heap of rubble. And that's all for this video. Until next time, it's the Inhuman One signing out. Welcome to my universe.